So we know that Jack Grealish is one of Manchester United's main transfer targets for the summer. We know there has been ongoing talks between the two clubs these last few months, and we know that Villa may go down and Manchester United might sell Pogba so they have the funds and they could also get a good deal in signing Jack Grealish. And we also know that Jack Grealish is keen to join Manchester United. So with Grealish constantly being linked to Manchester United, today's video is going to be how Grealish and Bruno Fernandes could line up in the Manchester United midfield. I made one a few weeks ago about how Pogba and Fernandes could play together and line up in the Manchester United midfield, and that did really well. But if Pogba leaves, Grealish will be his replacement, who is a different style player to Pogba. So this video is how Grealish and Bruno Fernandes could line up in the midfield, all the different ways Ollie could play, all the formations he's likely to try and play, and how flexible the players are. And also, if you want to know more about Jack Grealish to Manchester United news, I've done videos on that, so make sure to go check out my channel and look at that. And also, hit that like button and subscribe down below to Alice Talks Football so you don't miss daily football related content from me. Tonight's video is going to be a post-match reactions, 5 things we learned versus last if the game still goes ahead. So if you're subscribed, hit the bell notification so you don't miss that. So Bruno Fernandes and Jack Grealish are both attacking midfielders, their preferred position being the number 10 role, but they are both flexible midfielders. They can play really all along the midfield line. Bruno can even play as deep as CDM, however, he's sort of wasted that as his talents are more attacking wise. They can play in the number 8 role and they can also play wide, but the number 10 is their preferred position and they can also play box to box. Jack Grealish has actually played off the left quite a lot for Villa this season, meaning that they can actually line up in a midfield as they can cover a few positions. Now Ollie's preferred formation is the 4-2-3-1, that's the one he's using the most this season. So in that formation there's 2 holding midfielders, and we're not really going to play Bruno or Grealish at holding midfield, although Bruno has played there before for Manchester United. But there's only one number 10 role, you might be thinking, so how would they line up together? Well, you can play Martial as your striker, and Grealish has been proven to play well off the left and off the right this season for Villa, so you could have Grealish on the right and Rashford on the left, or you could have Grealish on the left, Rashford on the right, or you could even have Grealish in the number 10 role and Bruno Fernandes off the right, as he has played off the right for Sporting. But, you know, Ollie might think, well, now we've got Grealish in, we're going to change it up a bit. And the formation that I'd love to see Manchester United play is the 4-3-3 with one holding midfielder. So there'd be one holding midfielder, which could be Fred, McTominay, Matic. Even if we get in a Thomas Partey or an Ndidi, it would be amazing. Then you'd have 2 number 8s just ahead, Bruno Fernandes and Jack Grealish. This is very similar to how Man City play when they have Rodri and then they have like David Silva and De Bruyne ahead playing in the number 8 role, and it works very effectively for Manchester City and you get to see them play really nice attacking football. And I think if Manchester United get a top quality CDM and like Ndidi, there's no excuse not to do that. And I do think McTominay, Matic and Fred have all been decent this season as well, so if you get Grealish in, there's no excuse not to do that. You could even do that with Paul Pogba. You'd have them both playing as number 8s. And Bruno Fernandes for Sporting sort of played as a number 8. And number 8 is kind of just like number 10, number 6 is like box to box, and number 8 is kind of like there, if you know what I mean. This formation, the 4-3-3 with the one holding midfielder, would very much help Manchester United in their biggest problem this season, which is breaking down teams that sit deep against us. We've seen against Man City and Chelsea, when they attack us, it plays right into our hands and we score because we're very good defensively. But if we play more attacking style of football, it'll be easier to break down teams. And with Bruno Fernandes and Jack Grealish both having talents in terms of breaking down teams, it really makes us look like a strong team for next season. When we saw Manchester United play Everton, Ollie played the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, where he played 2 strikers in Greenwood and Martial as split strikers. You could also play Rashford or James up there with Martial next season. And then you'd have 4 midfielders, 1 cam, 1 CDM and 2 box-to-box midfielders. So you could play Grealish at cam with Bruno and Fred as your box-to-box midfielder, and then you could have Matic or McTominay as your holding CDM. I think when Pogba comes back, they will do that. They'll do Matic, Pogba, Fred, Bruno. It's like a diamond in midfield, and I think Ollie will use that more because you can incorporate Pogba and Bruno Fernandes into the same system. The reason Pogba's not going to be in this video is because I've already done a video on Pogba, and I think if Pogba leaves, Jack Grealish will come. I can't see him coming as much if Pogba stays at Manchester United because there's less need for him, if you know what I mean. That's why Pogba's not in this video, for any of you wondering. But Manchester United next season could play Bruno or Jack Grealish as the number 10, and then one of the others will play in the sort of number 6, number 8 role as a box-to-box midfielder. Because we know that Bruno Fernandes has played box-to-box midfield and cam, but his favourite position is obviously cam. You could even play the 4-4-2 formation, as they've both been proven to play quite well on the wings. So you could have Grealish as your left mid, Bruno as your right mid, McTominay and Matic as your 2 holding CDMs. If you do the 4-4-2 like with the 2 holding CDMs. You could also play Fred there if you wanted, and then you'd have Rashford and Martial up top, or you could narrow this formation into the 4-2-2-2. Now the 4-2-2-2 has 2 CDMs, 2 cams, 2 strikers and 4 defenders. It kind of explains itself. So again, McTominay and Fred, or McTominay and Matic, or Matic and Fred at CDM with, you know, Grealish as left cam, Bruno Fernandes as right cam, and Rashford and Martial up top. Now if Manchester United did that a little bit last season, it actually worked quite well, so it is a good formation to play, especially if you have 2 top attacking talents in, and talents that aren't just number 10s but they play well wide. So if they're playing as a double cam, they're almost wider, so it suits both their strengths. Now Ollie's 4-2-3-1 system has actually been played narrow before. You can play a narrow version of it with 1 striker, 3 cams, 2 CDMs. You'd have a narrow cam, a left cam and a right cam. So you could have Martial as striker, Rashford as left cam, Grealish as centre cam, Bruno as right cam, or you can just switch along the cams in general and it would also work. However, in my opinion, I think Manchester United should play the 4-3-3 with 1 holding CDM and 2 number 8s just ahead, because I think that would suit the Premier League and it would be nice attacking football for us to watch, and it would suit both Bruno Fernandes and Jack Grealish strengths. So there are lots of ways that Jack Grealish and Bruno Fernandes can line up together in the Manchester United midfield. If you want to know more about Jack Grealish to Manchester United, go check out my channel. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe down to Alice Talks Football so you don't miss daily football related content from me. Thanks for watching. See you next time.